Good night with everyone. I'm gonna talk about the narrative I choose. I choose the narrative of the popular legend, especially in the rural zones of La Viuda, of the legend of La Viuda. Uh, I heard this narrative in the rural zone of Guayabamba, where it's a little town and you don't have the same things that the great cities. So this narrative talks about dead woman that tried to attract the men, especially that men that stay drinking all the night or to high hours of the night, like 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. and they try to return their homes. In that process, she catch or attract them to a specific zone, where they are there. She show up her face and it's all bones or skull. So the man freaks out and try to run out. And with that, the same story. The second focus, I think that the story have a argument behind. It's with the kids because when in my case, my grandmother told me that story and my grandparent too. So when you're a kid, they try to focus that the story of La Viuda starts in like 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. So just the hour that the night comes out. So they try to say you if you're a kid, okay, you can play in the light hour, but if start of the night or there's not so much light, it's time to return home or go out because La Viuda, this type of fear of the kids, in the kids, La Viuda show up and attract to you. So these narratives for me help me to understand the culture of that song because there is something behind this narrative. For example, in the adult focus, they try to show that you don't need to stay so much time outside of home, especially if you are drinking or making bad things, and more if you're gonna stay highly hours out of your home, like 1 or 2 p.m. So they try to communicate these values of be a good citizen or be a good human, stay in your home and don't drink so much or don't stay in the making the bad things. And they try to show you this type of good value in the community. And with the kids, uh, function in other terms, like this story gives you a type of fear of the night, of fear since the 6 p.m. to all of the rest of the hours that is a night, because when you heard this story, especially to they say that La Viuda show up uh, like just in the night, knowing where is light or something like that, because is a value behind them. This value is like the kids, okay, they can play outside, but when it's time to return home, they need to return home. So they La Viuda is a type of fear to the kids obligate to return home when it's night. This is a this I for me this try to communicate another type of value where okay you have your recreation, but it's another part of the recreation is that you need to follow the rules, but if you don't follow the rules you have bad consequences. So these bad consequences are represented by fear and by La Viuda. So if you're a kid, you grow up like me in that zone with the fear of if you stay outside of the home so much time or to high night hours, you gonna have this encounter with with La Viuda or something like that. So you grow up with that fear. So this try to communicate certain type of values that the rural zone combined to the society can work. Like I don't know if you see this in another narratives or legends or history that many or if I cannot say all of them have a type of value behind them. Like they try to teach you, or they try to show you something uh, based on experience of other person that you can conclude with something like that, make a change in your life or change in your conscious, so you can be a good or a better citizen or with a better values. So I think that these narratives, especially in our country, works like that. Like they say, or they teach you a story or a narrative, but they want to say something more about that, not just the story. Indeed, they want to show us the value or behind that story, so you can understand that better, and with that you can communicate better with the society because you're in the same parameters and all like stay in the same frequency, so you have better connections with the society. So that's how I think that my narrative and in generally narratives works. Thanks.